Hello, my name is Ms. Lodowicz. I am one of the art teachers at River's Collegiate, and I'm here to start off by saying welcome to Visual Art and the program. We are, and myself, Ms. Sales is the other art teacher, we are happy to have you again in visual arts, or if you're new to the school, then we're happy that you are taking the course. And we hope that it's a class that you enjoy, and that is one that you will find you get some interesting things out of this year. It's a little bit different, obviously. We are completely remote, and we will have some things that are different than a normal year to go along with that. But that's okay. It's going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to it in a lot of ways. And so I'm going to talk about a couple things to do with what's happening, because we're all a little bit confused right now, and everything's going to get sorted out, and we're going to make this hopefully as clear and as interesting of a course and a program this year as we can do for you. So first of all, I'm going to talk about attendance. So I made some more fun little signs here for you. Attendance is, if you were remote in the spring at some point, then the attendance would have been different than it will be as we move forward from here now. So every day we have an art class that is scheduled. If, let's say, you're period 2 or period 3 or 4, whatever it happens to be, and that's the same with all your other courses, you have that class scheduled. You must come on with me and be logged on during that scheduled class period, and you will be marked present or absent for each and every class. So every school day, whether it's day 1 or day 2, whether you are remote or whether you're learning at school in a cohort room somewhere, you're still going to be doing attendance. Now, that being said, the days that you're at home and you're remote learning from there, then those will be a little bit more instruction days, and I'll often, have a meeting scheduled, and we can all log on and be together at that time when you are learning in the school, or sometimes with people's schedules. Sometimes people are in transit a little bit. You still need to be logged on at that time and come on and check in with me, and there's still work going to be expected on those days. There's just not going to be quite as much detailed instruction on those days. So I'll plan things accordingly in terms of that. But basically the requirement is that we have about 5 to 6 hours a week in art, and so that will be what will be expected from you, that you will be doing 5 to 6 hours of art every week. Okay, so that's the attendance piece. A little bit about some of the things that we are going to be doing in art. Now, if you've been with us before or know about River's, we have a Sketchbook Friday. So every Friday is a day that you work in your sketchbook, doing your own thing. It's a day to explore your own ideas, different mediums, and kind of have fun with it. It's a day that usually everybody enjoys. We're going to continue with that, and we are still going to do it. I will also on those days be often, not every time, and I'll see what the needs are of you and what you need help with, but I will often be doing my own thing in my own sketchbook on those days. And if you want to follow along with me on that, you can. I'll set up a document camera and you can see what I'm drawing, what I'm painting, what I happen to be doing. And if you want to be doing what I'm doing as well, because you're a little bit stuck, which sometimes happens, then you can do that. Or if you are sailing on your own and feeling confident, then you can be working on what you want to be working on. You will be accountable for those days, and every second Friday you'll be checking in with me and be sending me a picture of what you've been working on. So that's basically sketchbook days. Also, every week we're going to have a media day, and it's going to be usually on a Monday or Tuesday, and that's going to depend on whether you are at school remote or whether you are just whether you're in the building or at home. So on the at-home days is probably when we more want to focus on it, because it's going to be a day that I'm going to either showcase an artist through a video or through still images, and we are going to communicate and talk about that artist or artists, and we'll have group discussions, and everyone will kind of chime in online. There will be a rubric that I'm going to show you to go along with this at some point. I'm not going to give you too much information right now, but that'll also be available for you. So this connecting and talking as a group on these media days is really important for our program, and something that, you know, I hope that we can enjoy. It's one of the things that we can do remotely that is really a great thing, to be connecting as a class and having those discussions when we're so far apart. It's a neat way to do it, and I'm looking forward to those days. Okay. Other times will be either an instruction day or it will be some work time. So whether it's work time, you still need to be logged on and with me sort of during that scheduled class time. But that's what sort of happen beyond those other days. So we've got sketchbook day, we've got a media day, and then we've got an instruction or work time. So that's basically going to be, you know, the gist of how the program's going to work. Handing in work. Hopefully we're all familiar with Teams by now. Hopefully you all have that app on your phone, and you have it on whatever devices that you will be using. And you do need to be handing in work through the Teams assignments. We ran into some little bit of trouble, you know, at the end of last year, where people were either sending me a picture on a chat message of their assignment or things like that. We just want to make sure that everything is consistent and that everything gets handed in through the submitting it within the assignments within Teams. Okay, we will be working that out in the next couple days as well. So basically, what is the difference between when we were remote learning in the springtime and when we are remote learning now, as we move forward as a whole entire course that will be remote, and we know it's going to be that way, and we know that that's not going to change. What's different from then to now is that definitely the way that the grading works and the marking. So before, our province had said that whatever mark you had up until that point basically that mark can't go down. It can be improved upon, but that mark can't go down. So as we're moving into a new course and a new year, we don't have any marks established yet, and there's no mark that's guaranteed to anybody. So it's the way you be earning a credit in any other, you know, regular time, I guess we could say it. And so you're responsible for doing the work and submitting the work to me and being a part of the course and the program, and your mark will be based on that. Okay. The other difference is the attendance piece. So if we were remote learning before, often there may have been a meeting schedule, but it wasn't always during that specific class time. So our school has worked out with the scheduling, and even though we are distance away from each other, there's still that time slot of when you do need to be a part of the class and be online and logged in and learning at that time. Okay, so those are just a couple of differences between how remote learning may have been then and how remote learning will be as we move forward. Okay, so that's just a little tiny bit of information, and you get to see my face and who I am, and I really look forward to having you in the class this year, and us doing some really interesting and cool things, and hopefully this is a class that, like I said, that you really enjoy, and you can kind of take a break from maybe the computer a little bit on this one, and really be changing your mind in some different ways that maybe some of the other courses require you to do. So happy to have you, and we'll see you soon.